Oh, that Padparadscha. She's small and adorable. Oh yeah, she also saw Pink Diamond get shattered. Let's talk about it today on Crystal Clear. Don't forget we have our Blue Diamond I'm Always Feeling Blue t-shirt available until July 9th. After July 9th, it's probably gone forever. Whether if you want it white, blue, women's fit, long sleeve, be sure to grab one. Also a reminder that if you support us on Patreon, for each tier there's a higher coupon code. And if you select our Diamond tier, not only do you get 50% off, but you get a channel and social media shout out in addition to the rest of our Patreon perks. Link to the shirt and our Patreon in the description. Hey guys, Vox here, and welcome back to Crystal Clear on the Roundtable. I hope your day is going well. On the last episode of Crystal Clear, we discussed the possibility off-colors come from Pink Diamond's court. This week will be an extension on that, focusing on fan-favorite off-color, Padparadscha Sapphire. But Vox, what can be said about this adorable little cinnamon roll? She can do no wrong, she's absolutely perfect. Well, yeah, but what if I told you Padparadscha actually has a really dark past? And that her optimism, letting her thoughts be known even after the predictions already came true, it all stems from grim origins. I believe the off-color Padparadscha Sapphire was the same Sapphire that was in Pink Diamond's entourage that could have saved Pink Diamond's life. But before we get into that, let's do a little backtracking and recap what we know about Padparadschas in real life and our Padparadscha from what we can gather in the episodes, her personality, and possible affiliation with Pink Diamond. Now, a quick image search of the actual gemstone Padparadscha Sapphire, there is one thing you'll notice right off the bat. Padparadscha Sapphires are typically pink. While you can certainly get your fill on the orange variations of Padparadscha Sapphire, it definitely seems like pink is the most dominant color of this gem. Now, obviously, I think a big reason of making Padparadscha orange is to have bigger parallels with Sapphire. Our Sapphire is blue with her long hair down. Padparadscha is orange, with short hair that somewhat sticks up, resembling a pixie cut with bangs. While our Sapphire's gemstone is in the palm of her right hand, Padparadscha's gemstone is on the back of her right hand. Essentially, it feels like our Sapphire is one who came out perfect, while Padparadscha is one who came out not so perfect. Obviously, what holds the most weight to this is that our Sapphire can see into the future, although it seems like her future vision specifically is one set timeline that can be altered, while Padparadscha's future vision are events that just occurred a few seconds prior. However, you want to go into the intricacies of future vision, I recommend checking out Slice of Otaku's video on this subject. Although at the time of him creating that video, Padparadscha was not introduced to the world yet, so her future vision, or past vision, isn't included in that rundown. However, we don't know Padparadscha's original color scheme. We don't know if she was always made in mind to just be the opposite of Sapphire. I say this because in the earliest sketches of Padparadscha and Fluorite, while yes, Padparadscha does have short hair, which contrasts from Sapphire's long hair, her gemstone is on her chest, and her dress is a lot different. And of course, like most sketches, it's not colored in. So for all we know, Padparadscha could have been originally intended to be pink. However, they would then proceed to tweak it to orange, and adjust her gemstone placement so she can contrast better with our Sapphire. And if she's orange, we've seen that orange gems can still be under Pink Diamond's court, so it wouldn't stray too far away from that. For those who may have missed the last Crystal Clear, or needs a quick jogger, I theorized that the whole off-color gang on Homeworld originally belonged under Pink Diamond's court. The color of all their gemstones, including a component of fluorite, all match up with the colors of gems that we've known have been on Pink Diamond's court before. Rubies, jaspers, amethysts, rutile is red, rhodonite is made out of a ruby and a pink pearl, Padparadscha is orange, and fluorite has pink and purple components to her. The section Rutile guided Steven and Lars in this part of the kindergarten in Homeworld was also labeled. What if this label was for Pink Diamond's section of the kindergarten, where all of Pink Diamond's gems were originally made before transferring production of gems to the Earth colony? Still following along? Good. The off-colors all came to this place for a reason. We don't know their origin yet, if they all just happened to go there, the place where they came from or originated from, the place where they were born, that this is the only place left meant for them, and by complete coincidence, they just happened to unite with one another, or if they all on a mutual agreement ran away from being shattered and settled in hiding in this part of the kindergarten until further notice. Something I didn't mention in that video that I want to mention here, for those who picked the question, well Vox, wouldn't they have just ran away from the start? Surely they would have been shattered the second they all came out defective, or the second fluorite came to existence, rhodonite fused into this world. The second the accuracy of Padparadscha's vision was just a bit off. If they didn't fit the mold, why would they survive? Well, I believe, with probably the exception of fluorite and rhodonite, probably, Pink Diamond allowed these off-colors, these defective gems, to live and still try to serve their duties. Now, a lot of people, and me included if you looked at my past videos and topics and discussions on Pink Diamond, share this idea that she was the nice diamond. She was the more lenient one, and just looking at what we've seen, what she's created, can you really blame people for that train of thought? Her human zoo was actually a paradise, a utopia where they're pampered and given soulmates. Every time we see something related to Pink Diamond, we see flowers, nature. She clearly had some kind of affirmation for the earth. And we know that the personalities of a diamond tend to reflect off on their gems. And Rose Quartz loved the planet, she loved humans. Until proven otherwise, I do strongly believe that's because Pink Diamond shared all these ideals. She had the same feelings Rose did, just not to the point where she wanted to turn against the diamonds or thought, man, I have to go. I believe Pink Diamond wanted to have her cake and eat it too, and unfortunately, fate had different things in store for her. With all that being said, let's look at Padparadscha serving Pink Diamond, and how Padparadscha failed to predict Pink Diamond's demise, because there's some dialogue that really makes you think, and considering it's followed up with the introduction of the off-colors, maybe holds some validity to it. Like the rest of the diamonds, we don't know much about Pink Diamond. She is very much shrouded in mystery to this very day, but for the sake of this scenario, let's say what I just said is valid, that Pink Diamond was the more caring diamond, the more lenient diamond, that she gave all life a chance, that every life was equal and worth something. Okay, maybe not equal, let's be real, she's a diamond, but still. Padparadscha Sapphire is created, but her visions, her predictions are a little bit off. They're not inaccurate, but by the time she sees them and states them, they've already happened. Logically, she would just be shattered, right? She would be disposed of, purged. She's off-color, she's not needed. As we've seen in episodes like The Answer, sapphires are needed by the diamonds for very important situations, such as being under attack by rebels. If details like that are so crucial, especially when we look at Sapphire, she delivered her vision to Blue Diamond only a few moments before Pearl and Rose arrived and began their assault. Or even when Sapphire pulled a fast one over on Blue Diamond, and that will be all. How she said, oh, I foresaw you wanting more humans for the zoo, so I acted accordingly. Blue Diamond went with it. Maybe it was because she's just so down the dumps right now, but she still bought it, so maybe Sapphires do foresee things like, oh, a diamond's gonna want this, so they comply. Padparadscha, unfortunately, is incapable of that. However, one, in the real world and in the established Mythos of Steven Universe, sapphires are rare. And in the lore of Steven Universe, not only are they rare, but they're very aristocratic gems. So you actually may be better off with a defective one as opposed to shattering it all together and completely wasting the resources. Perhaps for some reason there can still be use of her delayed future vision. Pink Diamond did not want to shatter Padparadscha, so perhaps she found a good use for her future vision, that even if it's delayed, it still has some kind of purpose in her court. Also keep in mind, if another diamond really wanted Pink gone, her keeping off-colors around, defective gems that are disgusting and unheard of, which, if she did for Padparadscha, I'm sure she probably did the same with Rutile. That could set a bad example for us at Homeworld, for us at the courts, make the diamonds themselves look bad, so now Pink Diamond needs to go. I feel like that may have been a compelling reason for another diamond to have her shattered. Whether or not she found a proper use for Padparadscha, Pink Diamond still adored her, she still humored her, she still acknowledged that her thoughts and feelings still mattered, just like the off-colors and how they treat Padparadscha. I'm actually going to be really upset if this isn't the case with Pink Diamond, if she's just another cold-hearted tyrant, because then I feel like her shattering, her demise, it won't even be as sad. I feel like they're building up to be some bittersweet thing. We're learning that Gems actually did care about Pink Diamond a lot. Jasper did, Blue Diamond especially did. Blue Diamond loved Pink Diamond. So let's give her a personality beyond, oh, you know, I'm just here to rule and dictate. I'm rooting for a sweet giant angel that Blue Diamond adored so much. Let's continue. Pink Diamond inducts Padparadscha into her entourage. And for a bit, things are good. There are no major complications with Padparadscha having such a large role in Pink Diamond's court, being her personal sapphire. Well, one day everything goes wrong. Now let's look at the trial. A major point Zircon made that everyone's focusing on is the comment about where was Pink Diamond's pearl. But there's another line of dialogue right before then that made me think, and what led me to the creation of this video. Zircon addresses Pink Diamond's agates and sapphires, not just the pearls, and I believe that was intentional. Because notice how she mentions the guard, Pink Diamond's guard, and the rest of her entourage, but then only names 3 types of gems. I believe, in a story sense, in a storytelling sense, this was 100% intentional. They wanted to start thinking, well, we've seen agates, we've seen sapphires, and we've seen pearls. Now, I'm not trying to insinuate that Holly Blue Agate is the agate that serves Pink Diamond. No, because Holly Blue isn't her name. I just believe she's under Blue Diamond's court. I think she was made for Blue Diamond, although that would be a really cool misdirect. What I'm saying is they want us thinking about a sapphire, an agate, and a pearl. And out of those 3 gems, the sapphire is the easiest one to solve. Zircon says, when her sapphire have seen rose quartz coming? And then the very next episode, we're introduced to a sapphire, a Padparadscha Sapphire, who has delayed future vision. In the section of Homeworld's assumably original kindergarten that probably belonged to Pink Diamond. At least, I would say there's a good strong chance until proven otherwise. Guys, our Padparadscha, the one that was introduced in Off Colors, she's the sapphire that was on Pink Diamond's court. Padparadscha was there when Pink Diamond got shattered. When Blue Zircon posed the question, when her sapphires have seen rose quartz coming, well, sapphires imply multiple, but since sapphires are already rare gems, and they really only have one job, predict the future, and it seems like our sapphire is the first sapphire to foresee an improper future, a future that doesn't happen, I think only one sapphire would be necessary. And if that one sapphire is a sapphire with delayed visions, then the answer is no, Zircon. She wouldn't have seen rose quartz coming until after Pink Diamond was shattered. And that's kind of heartbreaking, imagining Padparadscha seeing Pink Diamond being straight up murdered right in front of her, and then by the time she gets that vision, it's already done. Pink Diamond is already dead. And of course, after Pink Diamond's demise, Padparadscha, she could have stopped that, but since she had improper future vision, since her visions are delayed, since she's, well, off-color and defective, she failed the Diamond Authority massively. And who knows, perhaps whoever wanted Pink Diamond gone, whether if it was Rose or another diamond, perhaps they knew Padparadscha had delayed future vision. A regular Sapphire could have seen that coming. They could have warned Pink Diamond in time. Padparadscha Sapphire couldn't do that. This is why Padparadscha is so optimistic and keeps her head high, and that even though her visions are delayed, she still speaks her mind, she still goes through with them. This is her pushing herself and trying to make a difference because she let her diamond be shattered. And even if her visions are delayed, she's not going to give up, especially not now. More than ever, she's going to keep on the hope, because she doesn't want any of her friends with the off colors to meet the same fate. I definitely believe there's more to Padparadscha than meets the eye. That she's actually a tragic character. She's not just happy-go-lucky and like what's being perceived. She has layers. Insert check reference here. And I hope that if this theory is true, and even if it's not, that we dive into Padparadscha's backstory fairly soon the next time we see the off colors. Because for all of them, we get the gist of what's wrong with them, but I feel like they all have a story, how they all got to that point, especially Padparadscha and Fluorite. Oh, Granny Fluorite, what secrets do you hold? But as always, these are just my thoughts, and I definitely want to hear yours, so in the comment section below, what do you think of Padparadscha? Again, they name drop agate, sapphire, and pearl specifically. Those are the gems they want us thinking about when it comes to this whole murder mystery, of what really happened on that fateful day. Let's get a discussion going in the comment section below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please throw it a like, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, it really helps us out. Follow us on social media, support us on Patreon, our diamond tier gets you a channel shout out, and 50% off to our Teespring store. And we also have the Blue Diamond, I'm Always Feeling Blue t-shirt, available until July 9th. Also, don't forget to follow us on social media, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, links to everything in the description below. AwestruckVox, signing out. This video has been powered by Patreon. If you want to give us some more support, head to patreon.com/roundtablevids, become a patron, and get some awesome perks. Thanks for watching another video on the Roundtable. If you want to get more involved with our community and watch videos from Let's Talk with Tom, Voxbox, and more, click the video right here. Or if you want to get some more of the animation goodness, watch some Crystal Clear or Meaning Monday, click the video right here. And please, don't forget to subscribe.